أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. Idea Foundation under its Quranic research program has started first serial program under the title Allah, Quran and Insan. In the last program, Man versus Iblis, Clash of Good and Evil, a historic legacy, part 2, we discuss the Quranic references regarding the dialogue between Allah, the angels, and Iblis. At the conclusion, we identified various dimensions of the legacy of Iblis or the legacy of evil and its perpetual impact on the mankind. The man's superiority over other creatures was determined on the basis of divine spirit, knowledge, and free personality, whereas Iblis claimed his superiority on the basis of his perceived superior matter due to his ignorance and egotism that let him not see beyond the bounds of the matter. Thus, materialism and determinism became important elements of the legacy of Iblis, while spiritualism, dynamism, and humanitarianism were the hallmark of the purpose of the man's creation and thereby the essential ingredients of the man's legacy, the legacy of good. The objective of materialism and determinism was to deprive the man of his honor of divine spirit, knowledge, and free personality, which were the strong pillars whereupon the grand mansion of vicegerency had been built. Materialism nurtures love for the worldly material gains. It promotes self-interest. It weakens spiritual and humanitarianism preferences in the man's life. Free personality and knowledge were made the driving force of vicegerency. The advocacy of determinism made them meaningless. Determinism killed the spirit of growth and dynamism of the human life. It stole away the man's freedom of choice among the good and evil. Thus, it rocked the edifice of divine accountability, the day of judgment, which led to moral collapse of the human society. This was what Iblis aimed at the outset of the man's creation, to defy Allah's proclamation that the man will hold the superior status among his creatures as his vicegerent on the earth with special honors of divine spirit, knowledge, and the free personality, and that the man will establish the sovereignty of Allah in all the affairs of life and emulate Allah's nature, instituting a worldly system based on justice, order, growth, and well-being of humanity. How Iblisiyat seeks its objectives? Iblis' legacy is primarily founded on materialism and determinism, as we have discussed earlier in detail. Materialism permeates superiority and love for worldly material gains, undermining the divinity behind the matter, the man's spiritual being, and the reality of the day of judgment. Material worth gauges the status of the man instead of his divinity and goodness of his character. Thus, the man with the superior material resources gets a right to rule, depriving the man of his divinity, dynamism, and vitality gifted by the divine soul, knowledge, and free personality. The determinism traps him into pessimism. It, together with materialism, helps the elitists in implementing their devious designs to control the lives of the masses, their governance, and economic means in the name of destiny. Thus, materialism and determinism nurture a mindset for egotism, elitism, and despotism. They lead to concentration of wealth and power, breeding and perpetuating socio-economic disequilibrium, social political divisions, social disorder, threats to peace and sustainable growth. Thereby, the basic considerations under the man's purpose of creation, like common good, social, economic equity, and collective well being of humanity, are sacrificed at the altar of the materialist elite. Dear friends, let's cruise through the pages of human history and see how this tiny materialist elite, the legacy of evil, kept the vast majorities of human captivated by dividing them on the pretext of geography, ethnicity, politico-economic slogans, and 3 C's of creeds, culture, and civilizations. It gave birth to a very powerful, strategic, elitist tool of divide and rule. So Allah blessed the mankind with prophetic mission, which was aimed to save the humanity from the clutches of the materialist elite, the followers of the legacy of Iblis. The elitists are successful in their strategy of divide and rule because they are united and know their purpose well. The other disorderly majorities are not conscious of their noble purpose of creation and inherent power of unity. Dear friends, now contemplate upon the devious designs of Iblis. Look at the jealousy, hatred, anger, and enmity of Iblis against the man when he says, Kala ara'aytaka hazal lazi karramta alayya. Iblis said, do you see this one whom you have honored above me? La in akhartani ila yawmil qiyamah. If you delay me until the day of resurrection, la ahtanikanna zurriyatahu illa kalila. I will surely destroy his descendants, except very few. So it indicates that Iblis was bent upon to deny and oppose the man's honored status and had shown his extremely dreadful resolution to destroy the descendants of Adam at all cost. He had no problem with the physical existence of the man as one of the creatures among so many others. It was the divine status of vicegerency given to the man that had become a disgusting thorn in the throat of Iblis. It was the divinity of the man's relation with his creator, blessed by virtue of divine spirit, Allah's command, Amre Rabbi, that accorded the man a spiritual being inside the man's physical configuration. This spiritual being is the real being of the man. This, together with the free personality, knowledge, and wisdom, built a character superior to all the creatures of the universe. Such was the accomplished personality of the man, his character, which manifested the unity of Allah and his unequivocal sovereignty and authority over the affairs of the universe. This was the throbbing pulse of divinity in the man that keeps him reminding his proximity to his creator, the sustainer, the almighty, Huwallahul Khaliqul Bariul Musawwir, Bi Rabbin Nas, Malikin Nas, Ilahin Nas. The first target of Iblis was to spoil this grand personality of the man, spoil the man's relation with Allah, weaken his faith in the oneness of Allah, move him from divinity to the worldly charms, snatch away his dynamism, progressivity, creativity, divinity of mind, and his free will. Thus, the Iblisiyat made the man a robotic stuff in his life and a heap of mud when he dies. Divinity of his character, spirituality of his being, and freedom of his personality were the targets of Iblis and now of his disciples and followers. To achieve despotism, elitism, individualism, extra, have been strong tools of the legacy of Iblis through the ages and today as well. The purpose of the prophetic mission has been to save the man from the deceitful maneuverings of Iblisiyat to secure the purpose of the man's creation, the cause of Allah. The prophets educated the man to the right path, the intent of Allah, Sirat-e Mustaqim, by their acts and words revealed by Allah. They themselves adopted Allah's character by emulating the attributes of Allah and accordingly advised their followers to pursue the same. As earlier discussed, Iblis was accorded by Allah large and huge powers to dissuade the man from the given right path, while the man was accorded with great faculties, including the divine guidance through his prophets, to save him from the deceptions and delusions and to enable him stand firm for the cause of Allah, the purpose of man's creation. This way, in fact, Allah established a grand system of accountability here in the short-lived life to assess the man's worth from determining his status for the life hereafter, the durable and permanent life of the man, as the Quran reveals in Surah Al-Anbiya. Kullu nafsin zaiqatul maut wa nabluukum bish-sharri wal khairi fitna wa ilayna turja'un. Let me translate. Every soul will taste death, and we test you with evil and with good as trial, and to us you will be returned. So this life, this worldly life, is an abode of test and trial. Dear friends, now with this discussion, it becomes easy to understand why the materialist elite of every age oppose the prophetic mission or the legacy of Allah. It was because of the reason that the prophetic mission opposed the materialism and determinism which could nurture the mindset for egotism, elitism, and despotism. The prophetic mission opposed concentration of wealth and power to save humanity from socio-economic disequilibrium and socio-political divisions, social disorder, and threats to peace and sustainable growth. The basic considerations of the prophetic mission were to secure the man's purpose of creation by establishing the sovereignty of Allah and evolving an institutional arrangement to ensure common good, socio-economic equity, and collective well-being of humanity. Thus, the opposition of the materialist elite to the prophetic mission was manifestation of historic clash of interests of materialist elite and the humanity at large. However, study of history tells, like other so many phenomena of life, the nature of this clash kept on growing more and more sophisticated with the passage of time. We stop our discussion here today. We will continue our discussion on this clash through various ages of the prophetic mission and other aspects of this clash in the next sessions. Dear friends, these programs are recorded both in Urdu and English. Their videos can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk web or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written versions are also available on the web of Idea Foundation. Please note code number of this program Idea 1A R3 Part 3. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you, friends, for participation. Allah Hafiz.